Hey guys, and welcome back to Gluten-Free Runner. If you're new here, I'm Kaylee, a gluten-free distance runner who loves baking and making your gluten-free life a little sweeter. Today we're making something epic, a PB&J poke cake. Think soft, fluffy cake, peanut butter goodness, and a sweet jam drizzle. All gluten-free and super easy to make. Here are the ingredients. Feel free to pause here and take a screenshot so you can follow along too. They'll also be in the description below. Let's get started. First, we're going to make the cake base. I'm using this Bob's Red Mill gluten-free 1-to-1 baking flour. It's what I always use in all of my recipes, and if you're not gluten-free, you can just use all-purpose flour as well. This cake is so great because it can be made gluten-free or not gluten-free depending on what you like. This is my basic yellow cake recipe, and we're going to turn it into a peanut butter cake. This cake is so good and so peanut buttery. If you miss PB&J sandwiches and that nostalgia from childhood, this cake will bring it all back. You're going to mix all your dry ingredients together, and then you're going to get a cup of creamy peanut butter, not crunchy because that will mess up the texture. You're going to add it into your dry ingredients. And it is a little hard to mix around, but you're going to mix it all together with a wooden spoon, like so. And it should kind of get a little doughy and crumbly. You want it to be about this texture. Now that those dry ingredients are mixed together, we're going to do the wet ingredients. So you're going to start first by creaming together your butter and your sugar. You want softened butter, not completely melted, and not room temperature. So you're going to cream it together with 2 cups of granulated sugar. I'm using a handheld mixer for this, but you can use a stand mixer, or you can even whisk it by hand if you want, whatever works for you. I just love my handheld mixer though. This cake is so good, you guys. My dad actually asked me to make this because he loves PB&J, and I was not opposed. So we tried it out, and it turned out great, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. Now to that same bowl with your creamed together butter and sugar, you're going to add some vanilla, a cup of milk, and 4 eggs. Since it is a yellow cake, we're doing all 4 whole eggs and not just whites. If this were a vanilla cake, we would probably do just the whites, but since it's a yellow cake, you want that yellow color, you're going to get all the yolks. Look how satisfying it is when I explode the yolks. It is really what turns it yellow. Now, using my handheld mixer, I'm going to whisk together the dry ingredients and wet ingredients. I just started with half of the dry and mixed it all up, and then the other half of the dry and mixed it all up again. Since the peanut butter was mixed with the dry ingredients, it will be kind of clumpy, but that's okay. That's actually what you want. That's how you know that it's turning out perfect. Now, make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and grease a 9x13 baking dish and pour your cake into that thing. This is a sheet cake, so you want a 9x13 baking dish. I guess you can make it a round cake if you want, but the baking time will vary slightly. Now you are going to bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 45 to 50 minutes. I covered mine with some aluminum foil because it was getting a little bit too brown, and that's why the top kind of looks like that, but I let it cool for about 30 minutes, and then I melted some jam in the microwave. You want it to be melted so that it's kind of this texture. Sorry that the camera's so blurry. I melted it in the microwave for about a minute. You want it to be nice and easily spreadable. Once the cake was fully cooled, and this is very important, especially since it's gluten-free, you want the cake to be fully cooled so that it doesn't fall apart. I used the end of a spatula, and I just poked holes in the middle. You can see it's kind of coming up and out. I just went in with a paper towel and wiped it off so that I tried to get the cake as clean as possible so I didn't have a bunch of cake crumbs just floating on top. But with gluten-free cakes, that does happen sometimes, and that's okay. Now I just take my melted jam and pour it all over the top and spread it out evenly into all the holes so it can seep in. Put it in the fridge for 2 hours.
A few moments later.
Alright, so now that my cake has been in the fridge for a few hours, here are the topping ingredients. You can use a tub of Cool Whip, which is what I'm doing because I'm lazy, or you can make homemade whipped cream, whatever you want. You're going to take that Cool Whip and spread it all over the top. This is the sweet part. This is the part that makes it really, really tasty, guys. I melted some more jam. I'm using strawberry jam, but you can use any flavor you love. And I melted a little Jif to go because it was just easier than peanut butter. Again, you're going to use creamy peanut butter. And I just drizzled it all over the top. This is super, super fun. The thinned out peanut butter makes such a cute little drizzly design, and it looks amazing. Then I tried to drizzle my jam over the top, but that didn't go so well since there were little strawberry chunks. So I ended up just taking a butter knife and kind of spreading it out and dropping it in a few places like so. For a little extra crunch, I'm adding peanuts on the top. You can do crushed peanuts. I'm doing whole peanuts. You can also add a swirl of peanut butter or dusting of powdered sugar. Totally up to you. You can even make this a peanut butter and honey cake. Guys, this cake is insanely good. So soft, so peanut buttery, and packed with that nostalgic flavor. If you try this, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a gluten-free treat. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this peanut buttery deliciousness, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, you guys. I hope you enjoy.